One of the monarchs fingered by some youths of his community, even before Inuwa's bombshell, is the Ogwani of Okpanam Kingdom, Oshimile North Local Government Area, HRM Dr. Mbanefo Ogbolu, Delta State Council of Traditional Rulers under the chairmanship of the Obi of Owa Kingdom, HM Emmanuel Efiozomotu, invited Inuwa to shed light on his allegation and other issues. Okpanam Kingdom has been one of the theaters of battle by kidnappers who shot dead the chairman of the community's vigilante and his deputy, Emeka Nwa Edozie and Festus Monye, on May 6, while chasing them after they had abducted a woman and her daughter. He stated unequivocally that he did not give any land to herdsmen, but admitted that a former vigilante chair who had vehemently denied the charge could have given them a portion of land between Okpanam and Ibusa. His words, "I never gave them herdsmen land. Anybody who accuses me of giving land to herdsmen in Okpanam, let him prove it." According to him, there were criminals elements in the community colluding with dangerous herdsmen and also want to overthrow the elders of the community. The monarch said they were working in cohorts with some police officers who he said they had allocated plots of land to. Ogbolu said, however, at the same time, I must be careful in the method they herdsmen have to be treated. You must be careful the way and method herdsmen should be treated. I am too straightforward to act in a manner inimical to the interest of my people. That is my nature. I am completely detribalized person. Okay, I'm a detribalized person. If the Hausa and Fulani live here with us and respect the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I will be the last person to ask for their eviction. I met the Commissioner of Police weeks ago and I told him that police have not been helpful to us. Some of them criminals allocate land to them. That is the truth. If they say it's a lie, let us look at their private bank accounts and let them disclose how they came about such fantabulous wealth and state-of-the-art building they own. For me, the general feeling and things happening across Nigeria and Delta State, Okpanam, cannot be isolated from it. Okpanam cannot be isolated from it. Proud to this state of things by kidnappers, we have asked ourselves as leaders how the usual people, herdsmen, the accused, came to Okpanam. We have been living with the Fulani and Hausa in Okpanam for quite a while and we did not have problem with them. There is a meeting we always call here Palace. All ethnic nationalities domiciled in Okpanam. They come, Yoruba, Hausa, Fulani, Ndokwa, Igbo from the southeast, and all of them agree that Okpanam is our home and we must work assiduously to make it a safe place for us to do business and live in. I equally remember when Isele Azagba missed secondary school. Isele Azagba was attacked by these people. Some of them, herdsmen, penetrated Okpanam and we brought the Fulani people living with us here. Some of them were even born in Okpanam to do identification parade and they told us that the ones that came in were the very dangerous ones and they should be chased away by use of communities, vigilante and anti-cult groups. Sometimes last year, a group of Hausa infiltrated Okpanam and gave themselves abode. When we queried them, they came in there. How they came in there, one of them, the special advisors to the governor, came down to the palace begging that we should give them time to move. And I told them that it would be foolish on our part to allow them domicile there. At the end of the day, some of our lawyers signed an agreement to the effect that they would be in that place for 6 months to enable them find another place that we accommodate them. The one thing, Okpanam and Ibusa Junction came there. I suspect the former Okpanam vigilante chairman, who is denying that they came through him and that he had no knowledge about it. All efforts to remove them from there have proved abortive. With things happening now, we have to look for a way to get them out. But I must confess that in getting them out of that place, we must be careful because I was born in the north. With my background, I cohabited with the people from diverse backgrounds without problem. But what has transformed them to monsters today still marvels me. It is something we have to sit at a round table. The federal government must be involved to look at what has happened between the 1980s and now that has turned herdsmen to terrorists, and it is not a matter you handle with kid gloves. If you take a look at the war in Libya, the original master plan which sees cattle move across Nigeria, if we have encroached on their routes, we examine it and find solution. If we had encroached on their routes, we have to find solution, examine and find solution. This seeming non-committal attitude of the presidency to this menace is not good for Nigeria. I must be very frank with you. The mad quest for acquisition of land cannot be divorced from what is happening. I want to tell you with every sense of responsibility that for the past 2 years I have been complaining about the importation of hirelings into Okpanam by young men who want to displace their fathers in the administration of land. They go to all extents to get control of the land. What is happening cannot be divorced from these gangsters and government too. When we point to somebody as a criminal regardless of his party loyalty, the matter should be treated on merit. Let me tell you, hirelings were brought into this town. They were rounded up, charged before a court, taken to Ogwashuku Correctional Center awaiting trial. All of a sudden, a matter in court for justice to be dispensed. They were brought to my palace by people who said I should find a place in my heart to accommodate them, that they are my children. And I made a statement on that day that with what they had done, they may have escaped the judgment of man, but the judgment of our ancestor and God will come upon them. And I stand by that statement. They cannot exonerate themselves from complicity from the things happening in this town today. For the disturbing dimensions, he added in a letter dated June 19, 2019, addressed to the Secretary to the state government. I brought to government attention early enough the disdainful security breaches occurring in Obodo Gugu village of Okpanam Kingdom. The truth is that some youth, with the active connivance of some shameless middle-class men, have in a manner reminiscent of a military coup, sidelined the elders, forcefully broke into the community's hall and engaged in infamous acts of sale of community land to unsuspecting members of the public, whilst stationing suspected members of outlawed indigenous people of Biafra IPOB on their farmland to intimidate indigenes who do not buy into their nefarious activities and members of the public who ventured there in search of livelihood. The monarch identified the kingdom who had been acting as the go-between the hoodlums operating in Obodogugu community of Okpanam and men and officers of the police, particularly at the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Abuja, to keep petitions and investigations of crimes being committed in Obodogugu farmlands. My major concern presently is that the area in question shares a common boundary with the seat of the governors within the state capital territory, Asaba, and the incendiary effect of all criminal activities will snowball into the seat of government with its attendant security risk, which collateral damage to human and material resources shall be untold, with a consequential effect of gulping a whooping chunk of scarce state resources to restore sanity, he wrote. In another letter dated June 13, 2019, to the Commissioner of Police, the royal father, obviously irritated by hirelings terrorizing indigenes and others who ventured into Obodogugu farmlands, said, "I have it on impeccable authority that your predecessor in office invited the perpetrators of this insecurity to your command to broker a truce, but to the consternation of Okpanam community, the persons laying siege on the aforesaid farmlands walked out of the meeting, while the elders waited for their return to no avail, with no consequences for shunning dialogue initiated by constituted authority as the Nigeria Police Force. As a greenhorn in the incubation and blossoming of crisis, I wish to hint you, though you know quite well as much as I do, that the booty, the element laying siege to Obodogugu farmlands are raking into their kitty shall eventually result to major crisis due to disparity in the sharing of loot, which shall lead to a major crack in their rank and file, thereby devolving in a full-blown native war that shall waste a lot of lives and material resources, which situation shall gulp enormous state resources to restore sanity. Oh my goodness. See, one thing they always say that it is the thief inside that always call the ones outside to come and commit all manner of crime at home. With all of these things that we are hearing, they are accusing themselves, oh, it could be this one that gave this, it could be this one. And that's why these people always come, because they know that some people are very, very gullible when it comes to money. They can do anything. So if the people are really cooperating and their own unity is as tight as what nobody can really penetrate on, nobody will come in and begin to do all manner of things. But in as much there is loopholes, some people will be okay, give land to them, but at the end of the day, whatever you do is going to bounce back on you. But this owner that is now trying to explain, because he's been accused, he's not trying to explain. You could imagine trying to say, oh, the manner at which they treat them should be whatever. And again, he was born in the north and this and that. Those who were born in the north, those of them who were born in the north, or those who were born in the south that are in the north, do they cause problem with the people, their host communities there? That is the problem we're facing. I'm glad that he made mention of the manner at which the president is not even saying anything. It goes a long way. Something is wrong somewhere. We cannot have a president that all these things will be going on and he will not even utter a word. It's very, very disheartening. But one thing I just want to say concerning all these monarchs, because they've been accused now, there's counter and counter accusation. Oh, I'm not the one that gave land, I'm the one that did this and that. Because they know that there's loopholes between you people. That is why these people are gaining ground. Some people will say, no, we don't want them. Or some people say, no, leave them. That is why they will continue to do all of this, is because they know that some people will definitely give in. And by so doing, you're always giving in. The innocent people will be the one that will suffer the whole thing. Let them continue and be playing ostrich, or play to the ostrich, or play to the gallery, to all these things. Whatever you collect, it will still come and haunt you back, because whatever you collect is not going to last forever, but it will come and haunt you. Whatever you must have collected will not even save you at that particular time if you are not standing for the truth. All those monarchs, they need to check themselves very well. Someone says these traditional rulers are the cause of the whole problem. Greed selling his people for money. What a pity. What a shame. Exactly. HRM, your comment shows you are weak. Your utterances is incoherent, and your preaching of peace and adherence to the Constitution of Nigeria and needs peaceful coexistence is outdated. Okay. Most of the crimes committed in that place is the IPOB members that commit them, as said by the king, not headmen. You can imagine. Fulani often connive with chief of the area they stay. In this case, this chief is talking from two sides of the mouth. Exactly. The truth is finally coming out. Kings, vigilantes, police officers selling communities' land to Fulani terrorists are the back of community members who own the land. The story is the same all over Igbo land. The question is, can a traditional ruler sell community land without constitution with his community members? They are the ones because they know that some people will give in, just like I said. And from this man's statement, you could know that something has really gone wrong. Oh, we shouldn't treat them like this. Oh, I was born in the north, this and that. Just like somebody said, this is an issue of a coexistence, living with these people have an agenda, and you are collecting money from them, whosoever. But If this one is denying, everybody is denying, I'm not the one, it could be this, it could be that. But one thing from this is accounts, they are the ones causing problem for the community. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning this. Leave your comments below and let's have your take. Thank you.